What do you invest in? And when I'm saying invest, I don't mean money. Also money, but mainly energy, time. What do you invest in? And by invest, I mean what do you do now that will pay later? What actions do you take today that you will thank yourself in 10 years that you have done? That your future self will thank you. I always say invest in yourself. That is the best way to move forward because you can invest in equipment, you can invest in software, a new computer, you can invest in a nice studio, but all of these things depreciate with time. You have a new computer, in 5 years it will be worth half, maybe a third of what it is worth now. Actually, in 2 years it will be worth half. You invest in a software, in 5 years it will not even be relevant anymore. Invest in yourself. Study, work, practice. Do something that makes you better. Do something that gives you more skills. I remember, I think it was 2002, more or less. I was between project. I was just starting a new industrial design company, making these amazing wooden lamps, and I was basically waiting for the next step. As you know, when you open a company, when you start a production line, it is not a couple of days, it's not a couple of weeks, it is not even a couple of months until everything is ready. There is a lot of what I call dead time, that you're waiting for things to develop. And at that period, I would just go down to the coffee shop under my house with a book and sit the whole day and read for myself. Have a nice cappuccino, maybe some lunch, but basically I was there sitting and reading. And I was sitting there reading my book one day, and the waitress came to me and she asked me, "What year are you in?" Now, I'm used to strange conversations. I really am. I encourage strange conversations. But this question really took me by surprise. What year are you in? So I looked at her and hesitantly said, 2002. Why? What year are you in? I was hoping that I met some time traveler, or maybe I got in some strange time warp thing and I'm not really where and when I think I am. What she meant was, she saw the book that I was reading. I think it was a book by Lacan about the first stages of development of consciousness in small children. She saw this book. She was a psychology student, and this was on her reading list. She saw I was reading that book, so she assumed that I was also a psychology student. What year am I in? When I explained to her that no, I'm not a student, I just read this book because it is interesting and it is something that I want to know, she was shocked. Why would anyone do homework if you don't have to? Why would anyone read a dry, boring psychology textbook when they could be going through a magazine about the new pop stars and movie idols and things like that? Now, I was in a good mood and she was quite cute, so I took the time to explain to her that basically I am a brand. Boaz is a brand. This is what I sell, myself, with everything I know, with everything I can do, with everything I can imagine, with how I think. Every book that I read makes me better. Every book that I read gives me more information, maybe more skills, a different way to look at things. Every book adds to my value. I invest in adding to my value because this value only appreciates with time. It only grows. There are things that you can invest in that lose value, and there are things that you can invest in that gain value. Investing in yourself, in building yourself as a brand, as a person, as a creative. of doing the best you can to make yourself the best you can, this is the best investment that you could ever make. My advice to you, invest in yourself. You won't regret it.